The Mongols are invading Europe, and they are here in force. Over 10,000 of them here ready to rape, raid, and burn Europe to the ground. What's up, guys? I'm PopeJohnPaul, and we're here with the Battle of Legnica, which is between the Mongol hordes, and it's against the Kingdom of Poland. And so we have a huge 4v4 here today for you. We have the Mongol hordes. We have 4 golden horde Mongol factions being used. We decided to use them because they kind of, well, I guess it would be like the golden horde that invaded, like Poland. It wouldn't have been like the Ilkhanate, which is the other available Mongol faction, because they're more like doing stuff in Persia. And yeah, obviously we have 4 Polish armies here today. We could have had like Moravia was there as well, like the Duke of Moravia was there, but he unfortunately we do not have a basically have a Moravian faction. That's all I have to say for that. There just isn't one. But we have a strong line here of Polish spears going on for a long way, and they are basically boxing themselves in to avoid being surrounded by the Polish hordes here. In history, the Mongols do win this battle. I forgot to say when it took place. It's in 1241 AD. Was the the battle. There was around 10,000 Mongols at the battle. Maybe about 8,000 at this point. After a few battles, they had lost a few men. So yeah, there's about 10,000 in the campaign, and then 8,000 by the point of this battle. And I'd just like to add like a small little thing you can see. Look at all this. When the Mongols, you use the Mongols, you have all these yurts that just appear on the side of the map, which is awesome. But yeah, so yeah, in history the Mongols do win, and they basically destroy the entirety of the Polish army, and they killed the King of Poland, and they also killed the Duke of Moravia. So yeah, Europe at that point was scared, absolutely scared that they were going to be destroyed by the Mongols. But really, the Mongols were only interested in like basically hunting down like the Cumans and other nomadic tribes that have fled into Hungary, and because they wanted to basically they want to annex them, I guess. Not really annex them, I guess subjugate them is probably the better word to use. Yeah, they wanted to subjugate them, so they weren't really too worried about like actually taking any of Europe for themselves and bringing it into the empire. They didn't really want to do that. But yeah, so basically this battle starts with just a load of horse archer fire at the moment. We have a lot of these Mongol horse archers. These are light horse archers, just shooting at various things here. The archer sergeants are replying with fire arrows, and they're getting some decent volleys off. They're actually already a little bloodied up, these guys. Here they go, another volley. But yes, if you guys want to see more historical battles as well, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. As yeah, look at these units. They're getting minced, some of these guys. And these Mongol horse archers are getting far too close. I was telling my ally, retreat these Mongols, because he's about to get charged now by the King's Bodyguard of Poland. And yeah, everything here is tier 1. There's another thing I'll just add in this battle, because it's only 1241. So we wouldn't have got into the high period of medieval period yet. You see that the Mongol cavalry is now getting charged quite nastily by these horse archers. So that was very nicely done there by the Polish general. Now these Mongols need to just get out of there. You can see they tried to get some shock cavalry and trap them, but it did not work. The Mongols are now in behind the Polish line here, and they are doing as much damage as they can possibly. So yeah, again, it's more of these Mongol horse archers, really light units, very quick, hard to catch, and they will not be easy to pin down. You can see now some Mongol horse archers here. They're going to go in for a charge. Looks like they are. So these guys are going to go in for a charge. A bit of a risk. Well, yeah, I don't know if they actually plan to yet. I don't think they meant to. But yeah, so a bit of bad micro starting off there from the Mongols, having a bit of a rough time. You can see they lost, this unit here has been reduced to nothing. But they are starting to do a lot of damage to these Polish spears. This unit here especially, down 117 men. These guys getting focused down. In history, the Poles were isolated. They had most of their troops were made up of pretty ill-trained, basically peasants that just had whatever weapon they could find. So they were probably not even as well trained as these spear sergeants. They were probably more like spear levies. Again, they're getting focused down on the Mongols. They didn't get moving. But yeah, in history they just got isolated. Like each army or each force got isolated. The Polish army was sort of in 4 different units again. There's the Moravians. There was the the mercenaries that the Polish king had recruited. And then there was like one called like the blacksmiths, was like a I don't know if that's just reference to like most of the artisans that were probably like called up. And I don't know what the other group was, but they all like got killed off one by one by the Mongols. Instead of being like taken on all at once, the Mongols took them out one by one, which is really smart by them. You can see they're trying to now harass this Polish Knight Cavalry, and just trying to harass them. Again, the Poles and their allies did not have much cavalry in history, so we're kind of again reproducing that. Where just like they have like one general unit, and then they have another cavalry unit. It's like that was their max that they could bring, and then they could just bring like spears and swords and archers and stuff like that to try and counter the Mongols, as they are doing here. They're having a rough time though. They're getting shot nastily in the flank. Look at these sergeants having a rough old time. We are just waiting, and there are a few bits going on. I got a nice charge off here with my Mongol horse archers. I actually charged in. Like, these guys are so light that they can catch these medium archers up quite nicely. They didn't get many kills. They only got the one kill actually, so it really wasn't worth it. But I was just letting the Polish player know that he's not safe to put his archers outside like the spear wall. Though he has got some over here. I should really charge them as well. I'm now sending over some shock cavalry to help over on this side because we've seen a gap. You can see that this Polish army here has isolated himself, and the first cavalry charges are underway. There is a charge here into the sergeants. They got pretty well beaten up. But yeah, this cavalry is very, very nasty. And you can see another charge coming in here. The Mongols are really doing a lot of damage. I need to catch a few of these charges to make sure that we're paying attention. Yeah, they're getting focused on the speed unit here is already wavering. And the Polish line is looking a little bit dicey. And you can see I'm now getting some Noka heavy lances in behind. My ally is using a bit more of an elite unit. This is Batar unit, which has bow abilities as well. So yeah, that is a very, very useful unit. You can see we have horse archers here again harassing. We have some more Batar units in behind. You can see I'm now going to get these units in behind. I'm going to just sneak them on in. These Noka heavy lancers, and I'm now shooting into the flank of this spear unit, and we're now going to charge the cavalry here. There you go, in the Mongols, and they're going to do just fine, hopefully. Their cavalry should be able to hopefully beat some of these knights, hopefully. And now charging into the spear unit here, because they were charging and they were not paying attention. And they weren't formed up, so I'm going to get them out of there now. I'm going to charge into something else. Yeah, this cavalry is actually doing okay, but now that they're sending in their sergeants, that's not so okay. They're now going to send in their own Batar unit. Here are my ally, and they're going to charge these guys in. And the sergeant's going to get rear charged in a moment. And they're not going to appreciate this. The Mongols are coming! The Scourge of the West is here! And in they go, knocking these men down. And I got my cavalry out because I realized I was starting to lose. I was losing a lot of men here. I need to be careful. I should charge these shock infantry. They're actually about to get charged anyway with some more Patar. But you can see all havoc is taking place on this far side. In go the Mongols again, charging these poor axemen. And you see this Polish army here is getting like taken apart. These archers here now are vulnerable. I'm going to get charged here. Brace, men! And then they go getting knocked down. The horse archers constantly harassing units, like facing the other way. They were actually shooting at the general, just trying to pick him off, trying to weaken him. So when our cavalry goes in, because I think that our cavalry is still inferior to the Western Knights. You can see a Batar cavalry unit going in here. They're going after the Polish Knights again. They're getting that charge bonus. And the Knights are always constantly getting shot at as well by the horse archers, just trying to weaken their armor. And you can see we're going to have another charge here. They're going onto the spear line. These spears, even though the spear sergeants are getting evaporated by the Mongols. In they go. The Poles just can't deal with them. The Poles just cannot do it. And you can see this flank here is just made of swords. And I was telling my allies just to attack where the swords are, because that's where they are weak. Another charge here from my cavalry. I brought more of the no-call lancers because I could bring more shock cavalry. They're cheaper than those Batar guys. I did bring some, but not many. And these Nokas are really, really good anyway. And they're getting some nice kills. You can see they're starting to break here. These sergeants having a rough time. And now we've got horse archers coming in, all sorts. They're just trying to get a lot of damage done. These guys are losing in combat, these sergeants here. That's not good. This is the first army that was under threat. It's the first army that looks like it's going to die. It was isolated. As you can see, it's isolated. We've isolated quite effectively now. We have our cavalry as well chasing down these Polish Knights, or being chased down by Polish Knights. That's fine. We'll isolate these guys if we need to. And see, they're actually pulling through my cavalry. They're going after something else. So they're actually losing a lot of men in it, unfortunately. And they're now actually going after the horse archers, which is not a bad target, but they're losing a lot of men for it. Enemy general is dead. This is in this army here. So the king of Poland here is dead. I think they're all king of Poland though. Yeah, so we have 4 king of Polands. So yeah, the first Polish general is dead here. And his army is now very much under threat. It's actually being like just fought in melee by the cavalry of the Mongols. There you go. And now I've got all my forces coming through. I've got my like other units here. I'm now trying to get my final like units of shock cavalry in, and I've got my more elites now. My Patara arriving as well. I've also sent some cavalry around this flank. I'm just trying to keep the pressure on these guys so they can't reform and try and help this this side here, which is obviously you can see is very open. There are a lot of units very well, yeah, retreating, showing their rear. Could get charged now by cavalry, and I'm going to do just that now. This Noka heavy lancer here, it's about to charge into these spears here and get a lot of damage done. And they're going to have to brace. Yeah, they're going to turn around. Even worse, they're going to turn around and charge the cavalry. They'll get knocked down. So nasty. That was never charge cavalry in Attila, because this is what happens. You lose an entire unit like that. And I'm actually going to pull out, and hopefully my other cavalry unit is going to charge and get a decent charge and finish this spear unit off. There you go. That's routed. That's gone. 2 cavalry charges, and I lost barely a man. My ally here charging into these spears as well, getting some good kills. You can see now we're bringing the horse archers around. Again, we're going after generals, just trying to weaken them, because they still have a lot of spears. I mean, the numbers are not looking great, like in our favor. We only have 3,000 men. Balance power is even. But obviously, it could go also wrong very quickly. Like a few bad pullouts from like our cavalry, and like we lose a lot of men. These spears are like in deep formations, so it's hard to break through them. So we're gonna have to do a lot of softening up with the old horse archers first before sending them in. See, we're getting our horse archers really close to these generals. He sent their general right out the back here. He's literally defending the front line. So he's getting shot at point blank range. Look at that. Look how close he's getting. And the general is going to fall back. And the other general is as well. And at this point, we were like, right, if they're going to fall their generals back to the other side, we'll charge them with shock cavalry, because we've got more shock cavalry free on this side to do with what we want. I've been busy charging more spears here, breaking these guys. Just harassing them at all opportunities. The archers here desperately trying to help kill these horse archers off, save their spears. These poor men, they're probably shivering in their boots. They've just seen like one entire Polish army here just get evaporated. And this is, look at all the bodies. This is all like mainly Poles. And we've got some floating Mongols as well. Of course the floating Mongols are here. Look at them. They're a force to be reckoned with. I would not want to face them. But yeah, you can see that's mainly Poles dead there. You can see we're constantly still charging areas. This is an area where Swords is defending. So we were like, right, let's get him out there. And look at all these cavalry getting ready. You can see one of the Polish generals is aware, but the other one is not aware of the impending doom here. And now he's just moving it. And he's getting shot in the back now by horse archers. And they are getting them back inside the center of their formation. Need to be very, very careful. And again, more cavalry charging in, going after these swords. And this is what we did. This is what we're going to do. We're going to punish them. We're playing a bit try-hard, but they were also boxing up, so we had to play pretty try-hard. We couldn't just throw everything in and just hope for the best. So now see the generals being lured out. He's coming to help. Actually, both the generals here being lured out. He's coming and get involved in these Mongol attacks. Absolute havoc going on. You can see the generals now are being lured out and into open ground. You can see the Batar here are going to take advantage, and they get a nice charge off into this cavalry. Now they can pin it down. And this Polish king now is in very dangerous territory. Very much isolated from his infantry. Now being focused down by horse archers and being attacked by various units of Mongol cavalry. He's in real trouble. And another general has come up. He was coming to support, and he's now going to fall back. You can see they're trying to fall back their generals. They could lose them here. This one's wavering. Oh, they're in danger. And if they lose their generals, they are in danger of breaking. Obviously, you can see the cavalry now breaking through the center here. Going after... it's broken through. It knocked down the unit. It's now going after archers. And they're in amongst the center of this formation now. And look at that. They're just with one nasty charge. This whole cavalry force is now able to just go around wherever it wants inside the formation and just rear charge stuff. And I mean, there's gaps opening. There's gaps opening up. You can see another gap here. They're trying to reform the line. Spears desperately trying to do what they can. But you can see here, I've broken all of these units on this corner. Now the archers are vulnerable. It's really, really dangerous. The kings, both these king units are broken. I think they might both be dead. So they're in real danger of just mass routing. Got sergeants going in. They're going to defend their king. The king and country. But yeah, in history, I think they the Mongols, they caught the Polish king when he was retreating with some of his bodyguard. And they decided to kill him, obviously, and then cut his head off and parade it on a pike or on a spear and on horseback. And I think with Moravia, they just killed him. I don't think they really did anything. I think they might have paraded his head as well, but I think they just killed him. But yeah, you can see these nasty cavalry charges we're just doing. Horrendous right now. And yeah, it was really, really fun. Obviously, I felt sorry for the Polish players. But we were recreating the scenario. They knew what they were in for. It was going to be a rough ride. That's why they formed square. Right now, we've lost best part of about 1,100 cavalry, which is a lot of cavalry to lose. But we have a lot more to use up. And we've killed well over half of their army at this point. There's only 4,000 Poles left. They're starting to chain route quite nicely here. Axemen breaking. You can see the final Polish army is starting to reform. But these are, look at this, the spear sergeant unit here especially, it's such a thin line. The cavalry can just knock it down. It's not a very effective spear line. So I was telling my allies, just charge this. Especially now it's moving, charge the spear line. And they're also opening up gaps still. There are gaps between all these units. But yeah, forming box obviously is risky because you can just, now the horse sergeants can just shoot into the back of these spear sergeants if they wanted to. They are at the moment just shooting the general. Harassing him, trying to get him to move. And you can see they're chasing down all these spears now are all coming out of formation. They've all had the attack order, which is another thing that I was hoping that the players would do. They'd give attack orders to their men to attack our cavalry, and then they would be drawn out of the formation. And now you can see I'm charging more cavalry in, trying to do as much damage to these units as they break, or not break, but run away. And the Mongols are in here, doing what they can. We're charging in. We're starting to attack on the next spot. You can see there's a gap in the line here. You can see there's some Batar getting through. They've snuck in nicely, but they're going to be dealt with by the King of Poland, who's still getting shot at by other horse archers. The Knights of Europe are struggling against the hordes of the East. The hordes of Mongolia, they really are. The Polish King here, he's under a lot of fire. See these units are starting to break. You can see cavalry still charging in, doing so much damage to these spears. I don't know if these spears could form square, but that might have been a better idea. If they form square, like box within a box almost. But they might have been able to then withstand these charges a little bit more. Like, look at this. A unit of 21 Noka Lancers is wavering a unit of 95. And these units are just wavering so nasty, like badly. They're still firing fire arrows as well, are the archers sergeants. I don't know whether they were better just firing normal arrows. Might have been better because, well, I guess they would just done more like armor piercing. You can see the king is still winning here. This is why we're focusing down. It's such a nasty unit to take out. We were worried to take out a few of our cavalry, and you see we started to see men breaking. First units really are Mongols that actually break, and you can see there's still so many like like cavalry units over here. And they're soon to be given the orders to charge into the flanks. Look at all these spears breaking formation, running for the hills. Gonna tell their wives and their children, do never face the Mongols. Tell their neighbors, fear the Mongols. They're trying to get these guys back inside the formation. It's in a really dire strait, though. A general recently died. I think this is the final general dead. So yeah, unfortunately he died here in combat against some horse archers. So he actually took out some pretty useful units, but these horse archers are starting to just charge and they've run out of ammo. They're not really doing the greatest damage. They are only light cavalry, but they're charging in anyway. Need to get more of our shock cavalry doing some charges. But again, another corner here breaks, and now these archers are vulnerable and able to just be charged down by my cavalry. Well, everyone's cavalry. It's not just mine now. It's just a whole whole bunch of cavalry in here, and you can see on every other flank, the Mongols are just charging in, just causing all sorts of panic. Wherever you look, there's a cavalry charge going on now. And they're nearly through. And there is only seconds left of this battle as they start to chain on. You can see this Polish knight here never even really gone to combat. Just stayed inside the circle. If they combined all their cavalry and put it together, it may have been able to like be a substantial force and beat one of our forces. I don't know. It's hard to say. Obviously, we had more cavalry than like any other army put together. So it was going to be a tough one for them. But there you go, a close victory for the Mongol hordes as they defeat the Polish knights and the Polish army at the Battle of Legnica. Again, I definitely butchered that name. I do apologize. But yeah, we got some really, really good kills. I was playing as I actually had one of the smaller Mongol armies, surprisingly. But yeah, my Noka Lancers did really, really well, getting like 475 kills, 407, 633, 299 was the lowest one there, 532, 558, and then my Batars, which are more elite, getting 428, and then 229. And my horse archers did okay, getting 55 kills. My gen got 33. But yeah, it was an absolute devastation in the end. Like in history, the Mongols just wiped out the Polish army off the face of the earth, and now we will move into Hungary and carry on our raiding and burning of Europe there. But yeah, well done to all the players that took part. We've got Paranoid's army here. He was brought an entire army basically of these Batars. 372 kills, 299, 390, some of the best kills, 372 there, got some really good kills. His horse archers, 64 kills. I mean, these units were quite heavily armored that we were fighting. These spear sergeants are pretty heavily armored, but our horse archers managed to like do enough damage, harass them, and get some kills. Made it easier for our lancers just to charge them. And we Mythic Heat here was playing as another one of the armies. He brought mainly horse archers. Look at all these horse archers he brought. He got a few shot carry units, 517, 564. 417, did really well. His general got 70 kills. Then we got God here, who's playing as the final Mongol army. Probably the one that participated the least, as you can see with his kills. 165, the best one here. But he had fresh cavalry ready to come in when needed, and he had all these Mongol horse archers. Again, probably the best one, getting like 55 kills. So well done to him. Then we have Gandalf here, who's playing as the Duchy of Lesser Poland, as everyone was. Yeah, not really great kills here. I think like the best of 103 kills with his archer sergeants here, did quite well, taking out some of those horse archers. Then we have Sachex, who was, I believe, was the final Polish army left. I felt sorry for him, just watching as his allies got taken out one by one, a bit helpless. 82 kills with his spear sergeants here, 71 kills with his archer sergeants. Yeah, they kind of like just had a rough time with the spear sergeants. They were only allowed, they brought like shock infantry as well, which they were allowed to do, but yeah, they couldn't. It was hard for them to obviously counter all this cavalry. The archer crossbows, the sergeant crossbows here, which they probably wanted to bring a few more of instead of the archers because of the armor piercing they can do. 50 kills basically here. Did really, really well. His cavalry getting 28 kills and nothing else doing well there. So unfortunate there for Johnny. And then we have Premsil, who's the first army to get taken out. He felt the full wrath of the Mongol horde. At full strength, and the archers here getting 40 kills, his sergeants getting like no kills, and the spears 23, I think the best one. His general getting 67 kills. He did a nice little charge early on those horse archers. But there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this battle. It was certainly maybe not the closest one in history or in this replay, but it's certainly a fun one to watch, and it's different as well. It's like a whole cavalry army facing basically an entire infantry army. And as you can see, Cav is king, and it routed the infantry army well and truly. But anyway, if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and leave a comment to show your support. Let me know in the comments if there's any historical battles that you'd like me to try and reproduce with 1212. Always interested to see what you guys have for suggestions. And until next time, Legionnaires, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.